Now, for those people who are in the Aries rising sign and whose zodiac sign is Aries, for these people, the results will be that, for instance, the Lagna Lord Mars is the Lord of the 8th house as well, and it will intensify to some extent your workload surely this month. So you can expect some high demands from your bosses, some potential workplace conflicts, and to an extent you may also have a drive for problem solving. You will try to solve problems for yourself and for your organization as well. And health will be something which will be crucial, which you will have to focus upon, which will be important for you surely because of Mars being in the 6th house. There may be some past work issues which may resurface, which may impact your income as well. However, do anticipate some delays in career. For example, if you're expecting some news or in terms of growth, there may be some bureaucratic hurdles which may come by in front of you. So this period overall will confront you with certain limitations also, and you may feel a little burnt out at the end of the month also. So these are some karmic lessons which are related to service, which are related to your health and your daily duties, which you will have to focus upon. And there may be some stress and new competition or hidden enemies also emerging. So now, from a communication and social dynamics placement side, Jupiter, which rules the 9th and the 12th houses, is conjunct with Venus in Gemini in the 3rd house, and this will boost your communication skill, your ability to learn, network. However, Rahu's impact on it with his 5th aspect can bring in some instability in your finances and your relationships, and potentially even leading to some over-idealism in your behavior. So keep in mind, and financial and relationship outcomes will be something which you should have complete ethical and moral clarity on to take those steps. And Ketu's aspect on the 9th house may also lead to you questioning beliefs or philosophical paths, bringing some unconventional spiritual insights or disruptions in your travel plans, your education plans, and so forth. Sun and the, for instance, being the 5th lord and Mercury being the 3rd and the 6th lord, placed in the Cancer sign, which is in the 4th house, you will get to do or make you focus on or focus your attention on home, family, emotional security, specifically because they are also expecting the 10th house and indicate some career pressures or scrutiny from your authority figures as well. So some tension in personal life or desires and professional obligations is also to be seen. So overall, some career delays may be there, some stresses may be there. On the financial front, though, you have a mixed potential to gain through your communication also. But some unexpected expenses or some overspending may also come in. Relationship-wise, socially, you may involve some changes, new connections may happen, new discussions may happen, and you will be very active, you'll be curious, you will guard against overcommitment to some extent. Don't indulge in gossip surely. And overall, this is the right period also to reevaluate your beliefs and to seek meaningful insights, and managing your stress will be the important thing for you to be looking at through this month. Now, for those people who are born in the Taurus ascendant, Venus rules the Lagna, and Venus also rules the 6th house and will be placed in the 2nd house, conjunct with Jupiter. Now, Mars is the lord of the 7th and the 12th house, and it will be displaced in Virgo in the 5th house. So this will ignite some creative pursuits, romance, dealings with children. However, Saturn, which is the 9th and the 10th lord, and this will, in place in Pisces and retrograde in the 11th house, will be forming a mutual aspect with Mars. So this may bring about some delays, friction, or ego clashes in these areas, the 5th and the 11th house, social life. So creative projects may be some thing that you may face, some blogs, Social groups may, or social goals may also be delayed. So this will force you to be a little more disciplined in your network, in your social situation and so forth. Now, with Jupiter ruling the 8th house and the 11th house and conjunct with Venus in the 2nd house, so this will have some volatility in terms of your financial expansion, specifically it being in Gemini in the 2nd house, and will also be amplified by Rahu's aspect from Aquarius in the 10th house. So this will significantly or signify income potential through communication, through media or consulting. However, Rahu also signals unpredictable expenses to some extent. So guard against over-optimism in investments and speculative risks. On the communication front, you may feel that there may be a little bit intensity in your communication, the way you communicate, specifically with Sun and Mercury, both being in the 3rd house. Though it's in the sign of Cancer, but they are in the 3rd house, while Sun also rules the 4th house. So this will create or increase a tendency in communication, in courage that you take, in your self-endeavors, in your ability to be able to take your efforts forward. And this may bring family or family news under focus also. And its aspect to the 9th house will also bring courage, communication in your writing, in marketing, and so on and so forth. So overall, home, domestic issues may also be under focus and effort will be under focus. Ketu's 5th aspect on Sagittarius in the 8th house may also further deepen your need for detachment or spiritual insights into changes, into transformation, reveal your hidden fears, or leading to sudden psychological shifts. And on the career and front, Rahu in the 10th house, you expect some unconventional career opportunities to come your way, recognition also to come your way, but also instability to some extent if you are not careful with what actions you take. Your public image will be linked to your communication in your financial dealings as well. So overall, mental state, inner friction, introspection, all of these will be under focus, specifically with Mars and Saturn mutually opposing each other, and because of Ketu's influence also on the 8th house as well as on the 12th house. Now, for those people who are born in the Gemini rising or Gemini zodiac sign, so for these people, Mercury, which rules the Lagna and which rules the 4th house, is placed in the 2nd house and conjunct with Sun. Mars, which rules the 6th house and also rules the 11th house, is placed in the 4th house in Virgo. So this may bring about focus, intense focus on home and family, emotional security, some domestic stress may happen, but there may also be repairs or purchases. Simultaneously, Saturn, which is the 8th and the 9th lord and retrograde in Pisces in the 10th house, that may also bring under focus some decisions which you need to take regarding career, specifically because it is a mutual aspect with Mars. So this may create some friction between your family responsibilities and your career ambitions. So expect some workload to increase, some delays or feeling little undervalued this month if you are not disciplined and you're not structured and you don't do your work with due diligence. So there may be some emotional ups and downs this month. You may feel a little not completely happy and energetic. So be a little careful of that you don't take too many issues too hard. So self-projection, how you project yourself is important because of Jupiter and Venus both in the Lagna, especially with Jupiter ruling the 7th house and the 10th house and being conjunct with Venus, which rules the 5th house and which also rules your 12th house. So this is important, and this will also create opportunities for change. So use your charm, use your social grace, use your self-expression to bring about the change, because this will be good for you. However, Rahu's 5th aspect from Aquarius sign, which is from the 9th house on Jupiter and Venus in the Lagna, may bring about some unpredictability. So be careful about not getting too much into unconventional liaisons or relations, or lead to idealization in your relationship. Financial fluctuations may also are likely to some extent, specifically linked to how you carry yourself, how you are managing your image, your personality. On the finances front, with Sun, which rules the third house, and Ketu plays there, and Sun is gone into the second house, conjunct with Mercury, which is both the first and the fourth lord, specifically in Cancer. So here you will find that your speech sometimes may be a little charged with emotions. Sometimes you may want to come, or you may come across as more authoritative because of Sun plays there, ruler of the third house. So focus on your values, on your security, and don't trigger people unnecessarily, because this may not be to your advantage. So overall, high visibility, your charisma, your opportunity of networking can be good for you. And on the finances front, your communication skills, your emotional balance will also be good for you. On the family front, there may be some stress, there may be small arguments, so avoid those. Property related things may also come under focus. So that is the prediction for the month of August for Gemini rising people. Now for Cancer rising people and Cancer zodiac sign people, you know that both Sun and Mercury have transited into the Lagna, while Sun rules the second house, and Mercury rules your 12th house, and it rules the third house. Mars obviously, however, is in the third house. So Mars ruling the 5th house and the 10th house, and then being in Virgo in the third house, this will create some intense mental activity which drives your communication. There may be short trips which you need to make, some may be related to work. However, Saturn being the 7th and the 8th lord, and then being retrograde in the Pisces sign in the 9th house, while mutually aspecting Mars, this will create some friction, some mental exhaustion, so some arguments maybe with siblings and co-workers also. So don't feel overly frustrated in your communication skills or your travel plans. Specifically with Saturn being retrograde, it can create those effects. So some of you may lack some self-belief also. So just pass through this month without overthinking about philosophy, karma, why I'm facing all this. So this on the belief front, on the faith front, keep yourself highly motivated. Career pressures may manifest as communication things which may happen between you, your bosses. So focus on your communication, ensure that there is less trouble there, ensure that you complete your projects on time, so that there is no issue related to your career, specifically Mars ruling the 10th house, placed in the third house. So some effort on the career front is really seen. Specifically with Rahu's aspect on the 12th house also, on both Jupiter and Venus there, specifically where Jupiter is also ruling the 6th house. So yeah, be careful about who is acting behind your back, where there is competition, hidden competition also, which may be trying to upset your apple cart. Rahu in the 8th house signifies sudden deaths, some inherited issues also. However, keep in mind that this will also bring in some spiritual issues into question also. Some of you may also resort to tarot or astrology or the occult. So don't overindulge in these things, but use this as a guideline. On the relationship front, partners may feel more karmic or more restrictive, so avoid new commitments to people, and navigate yourself with due diligence if there is any legal issues which you're facing, and try to avoid debts, trying to take money at least till Saturn goes direct again in November. Try to stay away from debts or taking loans and so forth. Now, for those people who are born in the Leo rising or Leo zodiac sign, the Lagna Lord Sun is placed in the 12th house conjunct with Mercury. Venus rules the 3rd house and also rules the 10th house and placed conjunct with Jupiter in the 11th house, while Jupiter rules the 5th house, and both of them aspecting the 5th house as well. And Jupiter also rules Pisces sign, where Saturn has gone retrograde. And Mars, which rules the 9th house, and Mars, which rules the 4th house, strong yoga karaka for Leo rising sign people, is placed in the 2nd house in the sign of Virgo. So this will energize your speech, your savings, family matters may be under consideration, but don't get into some impulsive expenditures and try and keep yourself away from conflict, especially because it is under mutual aspect from retrograde Saturn, which rules the 6th and the 7th house, and placed in Pisces in the 8th house. So try to keep away from criticizing people or expressing yourself with too much anger or too much energy. There may be some tension in joint family setups, because 2nd house is the house of family, extended family. Some inheritance issues may also be under focus. Some insurance things which are pending, or which you need to pay your dues for, something of that sort may also come up. Socially, there may be gains with Jupiter and Venus placed there. New connections are there, definitely seen. You will get help from some other department. There may be more connections with intra-department or other department people, and you will get help, you will get ample support there. Especially with Jupiter also ruling the 5th house and aspecting that, and placed with Venus, which is the 3rd house. So your efforts will surely get you recognition, will get you better leverage also. And with the Rahu aspecting with this 5th aspect from Aquarius sign on Jupiter and Venus, this will also increase your ability to be able to strike better connections, better friendship, and your ability to be able to socialize also better. So on the partnership front, or in the relationship front, you will feel little tested. So try and avoid not being too uptight in your relationship, in your connections, but be more free and try and be more vulnerable in your relationship. It's not always trying to be too defensive. So keep these things in mind for Leo rising people, specifically connected to health. Be wary of what you eat and what you don't go outside. You may have some social life, but try and avoid overeating and overindulging, especially in bad habits, drinking, smoking, and all. So that is the key for Leo rising people. Now, for those people who are born in the Virgo rising sign or Virgo zodiac sign, the ruler of the Lagna and the 10th house is Mercury, placed in the 11th house, conjunct with Sun, which rules the 12th house. Venus rules the 2nd house, and Venus also rules the 9th house and placed in your 10th house in Gemini, conjunct with Jupiter. Okay. Now, Mars, which rules the 8th house and also rules the 3rd house, will be transiting into, or is transiting through your Lagna. Now, this is important because this will amplify your drive to conduct yourself with more motivation, with more energy, with self-assertion. But this may also create some friction if you're not careful, because Mars also rules your 8th house. So some sudden issues, sudden challenges may also make you set up and be more wary of how in your connections you're coming across. That's not over assertive, over aggressive also, especially with Mars transiting through the Lagna. Now, Jupiter rules the 4th house, and Jupiter also rules the 7th house and placed in the 10th house, conjunct with Venus, which is also the ruler of the 2nd house. So yeah, this is creating a strong Raj Yoga also, which is creating new opportunities for better career also. So be a little, I would say, diplomatic or be more tactful during this time. Specifically those people who are in media, teaching or creative field, this is an excellent time for public recognition, for leadership responsibilities coming your way, some new opportunities also coming suddenly out of the blue, which may be good for you. So this can even be a career-changing period for some of you. Now, Sun rules the 12th house and placed with Mercury, which rules the Lagna in the 11th house. So this will bring about some networking. This can be online also, and some of you may even be connected to a new connection, new acquaintance also on the social front, which will also be through your networking, even online networking. Some of you may even find new connections through online networking, maybe new boyfriend, new girlfriend, dating apps or whatever. So, but be a little wary of because of Ketu being in the 12th house. So this acquaintance may not go a long way. So be a little protective of how you are seeing this, especially with Saturn retrograde in Pisces in the 7th house. This is not a time to indulge in or get into a new relationship. Be very, very wary of new partnership, new connections or commitments. because this may burden you long term if you are not very careful. So there may be some responsibilities with respect to children which you will have to relook at, revisit, because Saturn also rules the 5th and the 6th house. So on the health front, be careful about burnout or too much stress or injuries, and try and see that, I mean, there may be a need to reinvent yourself, your image. Of late, your image has taken a backseat, your image has taken a hit. So be careful of how your image is getting affected by how you are treating other people, how you're leading yourself. On the career front, there may be some recognition also which comes your way, some work may be also coming your way. There may be some, especially those people who are working in media, they may find this is an excellent time for growth as well. Some challenges may be that you may self-sabotage with your actions that you take, with your communication that you take. There may be some relationship conflict. So this is the time for the next 3-4 months, at least till Saturn remains retrograde in the 7th house, to lie low. However, there may be opportunities for professional reinvention, some new responsibilities coming your way where you can really demonstrate your skills to the optimum. Now, for Libra rising sign people and Libra zodiac sign people, Venus rules the Lagna and Venus also rules the 8th house, and now conjunct with Jupiter in transit in the 9th house. Sun rules the 11th house. Sun is transiting to the 10th house, conjunct with Mercury, which rules both your 12th house and which also rules your 9th house. Saturn is retrograde in the 6th house while ruling the 4th and the 5th house, where Rahu is transiting through, and Mars rules your 7th house and the 2nd house and placed in the 12th house. So this may create some potential expenses. Some hidden power struggles may be there in relationships. Some suppressed anger issues may also be there. So there will be some undoing on the relationship front. Some secret enemies may come out, and there may be some visits to the clinic also. So rarely there may be, for very few people, very small percentage of people, you may need to go to the clinic more than once or twice, and maybe spend some time at the clinic. So specifically with mutual aspect with Saturn, which is retrograde in the 6th house, so health is surely something which you need to focus on. However, this is time for spiritual expansion also, with Jupiter and Venus in the 9th house, while Jupiter also aspects its own sign in the 3rd house. So this is excellent time for spiritual travel, for pilgrimage, for foreign education, trying to get admission in foreign land, especially with Rahu's 5th aspect also on it. This is an excellent period to make new connections, even romantic liaisons also. But this could also lead to some illusions in new connections if you're not careful. Avoid gambling, avoid taking high risks. So on the career front, there will be spotlight on you. There will be new responsibilities which come to you, but you may feel a little insecure of taking additional responsibilities, especially with Ketu placed in the sign of Leo, while Sun rules the sign of Leo and placed in the 10th house. So be really careful here of what kind of responsibilities you take. Don't take too much more than you can chew, but this is surely a time where there may be public recognition for your work, though the income may not be commensurate to the kind of work you do. Therefore, that you'll have to wait. On the financial front, Mars rules the 2nd house, placed in the 12th house. So new opportunities may come from foreign lands, from some multinational corporations, from connections with foreign clients as well. Now, for those people who are born in the Scorpio rising sign or Scorpio zodiac sign, so here Mars rules the Lagna and Mars also rules the 6th house and placed in the 11th house. So here, this will give you a lot of drive for pursuit of goals through your networking, through some high activity that you do with your allies. But there may be even some friendly connections that you make. So you will, on the social front, you will be a little active, but be careful of what kind of connections you make because of mutual aspect with Saturn, which is retrograde in the 5th house. Now, Jupiter rules the 2nd house and also rules your 5th house, and then is conjunct in the 8th house with Venus, which rules your 7th house and rules the 12th house. So here, there may be some friction, there may be an opportunity for some deep transformation which may be connected to money, finances, to health, to relationships, and also to how you carry your financial obligations as well. So be careful of where you spend money, where you're investing, with Saturn also being retrograde in the 5th house, the house of investment and speculative investments. Be a little careful. Saturn also being retrograde while ruling the 3rd house. So this means you need to be careful of where you put in your efforts, because some of your efforts may need to be revisited. So double check your work before you submit, otherwise you'll have to redo that work. Now, Sun being placed in the Cancer sign while ruling the 10th house. So yeah, some travel may be in the offing. Some of you may travel because of you being asked to lead a project. So there may be some leadership and authority given to you in your travel. This is good time for people to publish their work, publish or present data, or present new insights, present some new analytical or analysis that you have done to the higher ups. This is a good period. With Rahu aspecting the conjunction of Jupiter and Venus, while Jupiter rules the 2nd house and also the 5th house, so this is a time for high creativity surely. That creativity may be in education, can be even at home, but can also be related to finances. So some creativity that you show can also be related to how that may be helpful to you in the long run to be able to attract better income also. So this is surely a time for gains from inheritance, gains from recognition, specifically if you're working abroad or working in MNC. But there may be some small issues, legal issues also, which may come your way. So be careful. On the relationship front, with 7th Lord Venus in the 8th house, placed with the arch nemesis Jupiter. So be a little careful of not getting into arguments or unnecessary discussions. Try and avoid those subjects which have been causing challenges on the emotional front and affecting your relationships. So at least for next 2-3 months, if possible, try and avoid a commitment in a relationship if you're not already in a committed relationship already. Some of you already in a committed relationship, if you don't handle the relationship well, it will tug on the strings. For very few of you, it may even be a break in your relationship. So be careful. So however, this is surely an opportunity of new finances, new opportunities coming in with respect to career. With Ketu being in the 10th house, surely it is creating a change in the status quo. So that is the month of August for Scorpio rising sign people. Now for those people who are born in the Sagittarius zodiac sign or Sagittarius rising sign, with Jupiter ruling the Lagna and Jupiter also ruling your 4th house and placed with Venus in the 7th house. Venus which rules the 6th house and also rules the 11th house and conjunct in the 7th house. And Saturn ruling the 10th, the 2nd house, the 10th sign, the 2nd house and the 3rd house, place retrograde in the 4th house under mutual aspect with Mars. So this is important because this will, Mars in the 10th house will drive your ambition, will drive little aggression, focus on your career. But there may be some burnout if you are not careful of conflicts with superiors or some argument with superiors. So be careful, even with team members or other colleagues of yours, there may be some friction. So be careful. There will be surely creativity. There will be creative leadership if you are in the leadership position. That will be surely there. And with Ketu place in the 9th house, there is also an opportunity for a sudden travel opportunity which comes your way. So you may not even think, and sudden even visit to foreign lands may come, or one short duration but long distance travel. Like it's like if you're in the northern side of the country, you may travel east or you may travel south. So like you may travel a couple of thousand kilometers. Surely some long distance travel opportunities will surely be there. Jupiter, which rules the 1st house and the 10th house and then going into the 7th house. So this is a time surely for new connections, some new acquaintances also, and because of Venus conjunct there but ruling the 6th house, so some new acquaintances which may later on turn to be inimical, turn to be malefic, turn out to be not so good for you. So be little careful of who you work with and how you work in a team effort, because this is surely a time for transformation in your partnerships or transformation or changes in how you see your partnership or how you see your team effort, especially with Rahu's aspect also on Venus and Jupiter there. So surely this is a time where you need to be careful. Now, Sun, which rules the 9th house, is placed in the 8th house, and with Mercury, which is the ruler of the 10th house and the 7th house. So this is surely a period of maybe some inheritance issues also flagging themselves. On the intimacy front, you may meet somebody who you feel very attracted to, or the person feels very attracted to you. So be careful of not getting into those sudden office flings, because your name will be spoiled if you are not careful. So, but this is surely a period of confronting your fears, deep research, deep analysis. Sun being the 9th lord, is surely a time to rest, introspect also how you are carrying yourself, what kind of opportunities you have, how much authority and flexibility you have at work also. So for some of you, surely a very strong period of pushing for asserting yourself, even in a promotion or a better role or better growth. But if the work culture is toxic, rethink of whether you want to continue in the situation or not. Some of you may even look out for work outside of your organization, which means a new job, new career. That may not come by immediately for you, but if you try now, in the next 2-3 months, by the time Saturn goes direct, there may be a new opportunity coming your way. So for Sagittarius people, surely look at that opportunity coming towards you. Some chronic illnesses, some chronic ailments may suddenly flare up because of Venus ruling the 6th house and then getting into the 7th house and aspecting the Lagna. So be careful of acidity and overeating. Venus makes you eat more rich food. So be careful on that front. Now for Capricorn rising sign people, Saturn rules the Lagna, and Saturn also rules the 2nd house and then placed in the 3rd house in retrograde motion. And Saturn is in mutual aspect with Mars. Mars rules the 4th house and Mars also rules the 11th house. So here, two opposing energies. Mars has completely high energy. Saturn is very lackadaisical, very slow moving, and now retrograde. So aspecting each other. So they will be affecting each other's houses, areas. Lagna in the 2nd house, rulership of Saturn, and the 4th house and the 11th house rulership of Mars will be in mutually affecting each other, or transforming or sharing each other's energies, or influencing each other's energies also. So that is surely there. Jupiter and Venus are getting conjunct in the 6th house, especially with Venus ruling the 5th house, going into the 6th house. So debts, transformation, new romantic liaisons may also be in the offing. Service is getting activated because of Venus also ruling the 10th house. So surely new career opportunities are getting activated, but where you have to face intense competition for new roles to overcome competition also. That is surely there. Rahu going into the, or being transiting through the 2nd house right now and aspecting both Venus and Jupiter is creating new opportunities in new romantic liaisons, new speculative investments, career, and so on and so forth. Sun ruling the 8th house, placed in the 7th house with the 6th and the 9th Lord Mercury. So this is a period of 7th house and new connections, new teamwork, new partnerships surely getting activated. So some of you who are in business or who have more flexibility in your work, here you have an opportunity of getting into new connections, new liaisons, which will be good for you and work for you and go a long way in really helping you. So this is surely a powerful time for some karmic release, some therapy, for some healing practice, especially with Venus and Jupiter both in the 6th house, but aspecting the 12th house, because Jupiter also rules the 12th house and is aspecting its own sign and house, and Venus is also aspecting this. So surely finances are under question, high expenses under question. You may even get into unexpected debts if you're not careful, even some issues with siblings, with Saturn being retrograde in the 3rd house. So there may be those things also. Emotionally, there will be some manipulation. Either your spouse manipulates you, or young people are going to manipulate you. Even over shared resources, so shared assets, there may be some friction, there may be some discussion between your sibling, with your parents, or with your spouse surely be there. And joint assets are surely going through a transformation or change, or you may rethink about joint assets and your investments that you have done. However, there are gains through financial dealings, through legal dealings. There will be some more spiritual growth. Some of you may even want to be in solitude, or some of you may shed your duty so that you can embrace solitary time or solitude. So overall, for Capricorn sign people, surely with the 6th, 7th, 8th houses strongly activated, a big time for transformation and change. Now, for those people who are born in the Aquarius rising sign with Rahu in the Lagna, while the Lagna Lord and the 12th Lord Saturn is retrograde in the 2nd house in Pisces, and the ruler of Pisces, Jupiter, is placed in the 5th house, conjunct with Venus, which rules both the 4th house and the 9th house. So this is strong Raja Yoga placement for Venus. However, it is getting affected by its arch nemesis Jupiter. Jupiter, which rules your 11th house and also a 2nd house of income. So surely income, finances, creativity, romance, debts, speculative investments, speculative businesses, change in career, all are getting activated, especially with Sun ruling the 7th house and going into the 6th house and conjunct with Mercury. Mercury, which rules both your 8th house as well as rules the 5th house. So there is high creativity, but certain issues, certain challenges may also come from being over assertive in your relationship, over assertive in your communication, over assertive in your partnership. So be careful here how you deal with partnership, how you deal with people who you work with at in your project, at work, even in relationship overall. Now, Rahu transiting through the Lagna and aspecting both Jupiter and Venus. So high aspirations are surely being activated in your career, in your standing in society, in your designation surely, and in your social life also, because Rahu is aspecting Jupiter and Venus, both are aspecting the Sagittarius sign with Jupiter rules. So aspirations on social life, wanting more acceptability, wanting more accolades, wanting to be in the focus of attention of others. So here you may really want to hog the limelight. So some of you may dress yourself up, may give more time and attention in front of the mirror, may want to buy certain things so that you look better. So social life is surely activated. Now the main areas will also be with Sun ruling the 7th house and going into the 6th house, relationship breaks. One relationship, key relationship, will surely be breaking or be under intense stress or duress during this month. It could be either a team member, it could be a colleague, it could be even in a committed relationship. So one important connection, very strong connection, is surely going to go through a transformation, will be under strong duress. Or there may be lots of arguments, lots of challenges, or not talking. So some really bad blood is getting activated here, especially on the communication front. So you said something, you misunderstanding, leading to even very close friends or somebody who you really depended on even becoming your enemy. So be careful of how you carry yourself at work, in your relationship. Because of Ketu being placed in the 7th house, surely Ketu is taking you through a transformation and change. So be very wary of how you deal in your relationship, how you carry yourself in your relationship, especially with Mars in the 8th house. But Mars and Saturn mutually aspecting each other from the 8th house, and Saturn plays retrograde in the 2nd house of income. So at least for this month, money will either get stagnated or you may end up spending money suddenly without realizing. Suddenly some expenses may come, because of which you have to loosen your pocket strings or you loosen your purse strings. So there will be slightly more spending than you anticipated this month. Now for those people who are born in the Pisces rising sign or who are of the Pisces zodiac sign, for these people, Jupiter rules the Lagna and Jupiter also rules the 10th house, and Jupiter is now transiting in conjunction with Venus through the 4th house. Venus rules both your 3rd house and Venus also rules your 8th house, and transiting through the 4th house conjunct with the Lagna Lord Jupiter. So surely this is going to be a time where you will have to relook at, or you will rethink how you are appearing in society, how your stature and designation is. So you will rethink about your achievements, your growth, your designation, And some of you may even think, especially for how you come across to the opposite gender, especially with Jupiter conjunct with Venus. So you may also rethink of or think too much about how you are coming across to the opposite gender. Is the opposite gender looking at you with more interest, or how you are working with them at your work? What is the connection that you have with the opposite gender? What is the equation you have? So surely that is getting activated. Plus investments in home. So home expansion, home repair, buying new things. So home is also getting strongly activated for Pisces sign people. Now with Sun ruling the 6th house and now translating through the 5th house conjunct with the 4th Lord Mercury and the 7th Lord Mercury. So surely a sudden connection is coming into the picture because of a bad connection somewhere else. So for example, you have one friend with whom you are not hitting off or you are not on talking terms. So you start giving your attention somewhere else. You have a girlfriend or a boyfriend and for some reason you're not doing well with them since a few days, few weeks, few months. Suddenly your interest wanes in them and some interest somewhere else is created. So at the loss of one relationship, another relationship getting strongly activated is there. Now with Rahu also aspecting both your Venus and Jupiter, so this is surely a time where it may push you towards some new bed pleasures or indulgence in some relationship or just some sexual activity. Some flings also are being seen where you may not be very serious. However, this can become serious later on, especially with Mars transiting through the 7th house and aspecting the 12th Lord Saturn, which is retrograde in the Lagna. So something which you get connected with, you get stuck with, you may get stuck with it for a long period of time. You may not be able to shake it off easily. So be careful of who you indulge with, especially with Saturn transiting through the Lagna and Saturn also ruling the 11th house of social interactions, social reputation and going through the Lagna of stature. So your reputation may also be at stake, or also be affected if you run through some short-term flings or some affair that you do on the side with Mars going through the 7th house. So the attraction is there. The opportunity is also there. But the career opportunity is also there for you with Jupiter and Venus both aspecting your 10th house, with Jupiter also ruling the Lagna. So new opportunity of new change, even traveling abroad or getting into a bigger brand, that is also coming by. If not, then you may connect with clients or deal with accounts which are with foreign companies or foreign land. So surely work becoming more international or more international focus, or even a new opportunity coming from foreign lands with Rahu going into the 12th house when we see. So friends, now that we have seen how for the month of August, different rising signs, zodiac signs will have new opportunities, new challenges, new things to focus on, new areas that you need to also look at deeply. Please do check what are your placements in your astrological chart, and also what are the transit, what are the doshas and yogas, and what dasha you're going through, because that will also bring in your own flavor. So friends, like this video, share this video, and if you're looking for a personal consultation from me, please reach out to me, the link below. Till some other time with some other video, this is your friend astrologer and guide Irfan signing off. Ciao.